Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Joseph from Screenbite here, coming here with a first impressions video of the latest phone to touch my pocket, the HTC 10. Been using the device for about 24 hours now, so definitely not long enough to do a full review, but I have got some initial impressions about the device that I would like to share. Quick overview of the specs before we get into my impressions. You up front, you have a 5.2-inch Quad HD Super LCD 5, if I'm quoting that correctly. I believe it's a pixel density of 560 ppi. I think I might be quoting that wrong. You also have a fingerprint sensor on the front, which is a little bit different than their normal boom sound iteration, where they would have two front-facing speakers. Instead, you have one speaker up top and a subwoofer at the bottom to help with the sound. Still get pretty fantastic sound out of this device, I will admit, from what I've experienced so far. On the back, you have a 12 megapixel ultra pixel camera, which basically just means that it's going to be pretty good in low light because it has a larger pixel size. I haven't got a chance to test that too much yet, but I will in my full review. You also have laser autofocus, a dual tone flash. Also, on the camera side on the front, you have a 5 megapixel ultra pixel shooter with OIS stabilization. Same on the back camera as well. So, inside you also have a Snapdragon 820 and an Adreno 530 GPU, so you're definitely going to be getting among the best specs that are currently out there with this device. But yeah, getting into my initial impressions. So far, they're pretty good. The last HTC device I had was the M8, which is a little funny because of the chamfered edges on the back. If you count out the chamfered edges, that's about the size that the M8 was. So this extra screen bump here is the chamfered edge, which I think is pretty nifty. Plus, it does get some mixed reviews with that chamfered edge, but me personally, I'm definitely enjoying it. But the phone itself, the first thing I noticed is the screen. Now, it could just be spoiling me a little bit because of the fact that I'm so used to the Nexus 5X, which is the last Android device that I owned, right here. As you can see, if you turn this on, maybe it'll show up on camera, this screen is so much more vibrant than the one that you're getting on this camera here. The one you're getting on this phone here. It's definitely a bit sharper as well. I still really love my stock Android experience, but so far what the new Sense has implemented, I'm definitely enjoying it. Blink feed is among one of my favorite things ever, just because I'm big news and putting everything in one place kind of guy, so it's very cool at a quick glance. Other impressions that I've had, and this is actually a pretty major complaint of mine, is when it comes to the camera. Now, I haven't tested it too much, but from what I understand, the camera is definitely better than what you were getting on older devices. But my issue with the camera, actually, is there's no surefire way of launching it. Yes, you can do this from inside the lock from when the screen's off to launch the camera pretty fast, but I would totally prefer if you just do the double tap the home button. It's a lot easier and it's implemented very well on a lot of phones that are out there. It looks like a double launch to launch it, but that was because I was already in the camera app. Or just do something simple like this, where you just go whoop and you're in the camera. I don't know why you gotta make that so difficult. My other impressions, though, sound quality on this phone is above anything I've heard on the device. From sitting in bed watching YouTube videos to plugging in headphones and listening to music, that's definitely something that's pretty darn awesome. But overall, so far, it's pretty snappy. I haven't had any lag time. I've had to get used to the different screen with the keyboard, so my typing is in top game, but it will be soon. But overall, pretty strong contender in the Android market here. I would definitely stay tuned to the channel because I plan on coming out with a full review after I have a few more days under my belt with this device. But I do want to thank you again for watching. If you have any questions or anything that you want to see in the review, feel free to leave it in a comment down below or hit me up on Twitter at Screenbite. If you like this video, make sure to show it by hitting that like button down below. And as always, if you like the content, feel free to subscribe. But until next time, I'll see you in the next